Everyone, so I've been doing a lot of work recently with schools on the future of artificial intelligence as it relates to teachers, its impact on students, as well as the future of education, jobs, skills, work, workforce, workplace, and everything else, pay scales, and all that kind of stuff. So let's talk about cheating. Now, indulge me for a moment. Tell me what the square root of 1,000,000 is. Tell me what the boiling point of hydrogen is. Now, the fact of the matter is that you probably used a calculator for the first one, and you probably used Google for the second one. Now, as an adult, that's fine. What you're doing is you're using technology as a tool to help you figure something out, do something, etc., etc., etc. However, when children use these same powerful tools, when children started using calculators back in the 60s, teachers thought of that as cheating. Now that we've seen the development of generative artificial intelligences that have 1,000 times more general knowledge than any of us, that students are using to do their homework for them, etc., etc., we call it cheating. Now, if you were in a work environment and I asked you to generate a report for me on the state of the retail sector in Malaysia, for example, which is actually a real thing, then if you used generative artificial intelligence, would your bosses say that you were cheating? Or would they say that you're being quite innovative in your thinking? Now, from an adult's perspective, we can actually argue that what we're doing is we're using these technology tools to help us become more productive and efficient, do more things faster, surface new information faster, that lets us get a new point of view faster, discuss things in more depth, explore things in more breadth, etc., etc. But from a child's perspective, and this is where we do get into quite a lot of issues, the vast majority of schools are banning access to platforms like ChatGPT. Now, when we actually have a look at that, should children be allowed access to the tools that when they become adults, they will increasingly compete with, they will increasingly rely on, use, have to trust, have to figure out if they can trust, etc., etc., etc. So, are students really cheating when they are using some of the latest emerging technologies to help them do things faster? Or are we really saying that we don't want them to use these tools, at least not exclusively, because we still want them to learn subject matter? We still want them to be able to apply context, reasoning, and knowledge basically to the things that they're actually being asked to do. Because if that's the case, then realistically, students should have access to these tools, but then they should be given the right guidance and guidelines on what to use them for, the circumstances under which they're allowed to use them, and then the expectations that we as adults have for our children when using these tools. AKA that they still need to learn the subject matter, and AKA that they still need to be able to apply the knowledge that they're learning to other domains and so on and so forth. So anyway, I do think we need to be careful with children, basically when we're actually accusing them of using some of these latest technologies of cheating. I think it's down to us as adults basically to draw our own conclusions. I think it's down to us as adults to actually help children actually see a better way to use these tools. And so they don't lose some of the critical skills that they need for the future. And they end up still using some of these powerful tools that in 10 years' time are going to be dominating almost every single part of work. So anyway, that's my thought for the day. Take it easy. Bye-bye.